The Frames Per Second podcast.
What's going on? It's your boy Nick. I'm here with Kenneth Bienge.
Hola.
Spike Lou of the On Deck TV podcast, Another Week in the Books.
What up, though?
Mike Seatown.
Yo.
And Modest Media.
What's up, bro?
What's going on? You're now tuning into the Frames Per Second podcast, and in this episode, we are continuing on with our weekly recaps of the hit HBO original series coming from the DC universe, starring Colin Farrell, titled The Penguin. This recap is to episode 3, titled Bliss. So we're not going to bury the lead and just go ahead and dive right into the review. Overall thoughts on this episode. Lou, I wanted to talk to you first because you weren't on last episode. So going from episode 2 to 3, how are you liking the series so far?
I've enjoyed every episode. Episode 2 was good. Episode 3 was good. My only complaint about this series is, I said it on the first review, it's the kid, the sidekick. He does absolutely nothing for me. I feel like I'm watching another show when he's on screen. Like it goes from the show that I wanted to see until like him. Yeah.
So I
thoroughly enjoyed it.
Did you like this episode? Because this episode focused a lot on him.
I did like the episode still, but it was speaking to how well Colin Farrell was doing, and the sister. She's doing a phenomenal job as far as them going to try to pitch the product of the mushrooms or whatnot. I did like him being on the roof with the girl in the flood. I understand we need backstory to care more about him, but no, I'm good. Like I don't like I just feel like they forcing it. Like they forcing it to be this like there should be this like humane thing to Penguin where he's like embracing this little boy, and I just don't need it. He can just be a bad guy for me.
What about
you?
It's an
origin story, Spike.
He's a bad guy, kid.
Yeah, but he has bad tendencies, but as far as the episode, yeah, I like this episode. I like what they did with Vic, kind of giving us some more insight into who he was and where he, came from. So I thought it was yeah, I liked it. I like what they're trying to do in terms of his character and develop him out.
How about you, Mike?
Yeah, it's consistently great. I mean, I guess we'll probably get into it, but I totally disagree with Spike, and probably Rod if he still feels the same way. But nah, the kid's doing great. Y'all need to let off of him. Penguin's he's already a bad guy. He doesn't love the kid. He doesn't have heart for the kid. He's using the kid.
Why is he like going out his way to encourage him then, if he don't have any
because
heart? Like, why is he
using him? Because there's nobody else. Who else is he gonna have doing that shit? Nobody. Without that kid, Penguin's alone. Everybody else he's paying to stay around. The chick don't fucking care about him. Sophia don't care about him. He has his mom, but his mom can't fucking walk.
She can't do anything.
She can't do shit. He doesn't love that kid. I bet you money he fucking kills the kid by the end of the goddamn series.
Shit, he threatened to after every episode. Episode he threatened to kill him.
He don't care about that kid, man. But I think he's doing a good job. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Rod, do you care about the kid? That's what we want to know.
Mike, I'm not in the same place. He actually is growing on me. But I said that last review. I said I think he's every episode he's kind of growing on me a little bit more each time. I'm still not sold on the stutter. Naomi was trying to sell me on it. He was just like, well, have you ever heard someone like with a real stutter, like they actually like pause and things like that? So I'm trying to give him grace on that, but I don't know. Like I do agree with Spike to a certain degree that it does feel forced at times, but they're still doing a great job with it at the same time. So I'm still with trying to staying with it and trying to figure out okay where are we going with this or whatnot. And I got a couple disagreements with Mike on another tip, but as far as like the kid, he is growing on me or whatnot. But But no, man, yeah, the show is doing a really good job. Like they're doing a really good job with the show. I wasn't expecting this. I know y'all had kind of high expectations for it. I did not actually. I didn't think this was gonna be this good, but it is.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about the kid, real quick, before you go, Nick, the stutter has grown on me more. As sense of it makes the nervousness. Like he's been in all these situations where he should be nervous, and without that stutter, I don't know that he's that great of an actor that you would pick up on it. But with the stutter, like when the cop pulled up on him, like it makes it it makes the nervousness like it sticks out even more. And I think that fits. I see why they did it now. At first, I didn't know.
Bad the first episode. The stutter was only bad the first episode.
Yes, he's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I like this episode. And I feel I don't want to be a broken record with this, but Colin Farrell is killing this shit. Like, I'll be surprised if he doesn't get like an award by the end of for next year for the season. But we start off this episode by seeing Vic meet up with his girlfriend. I think her name is Graciela, something like that.
Graciela.
Graciela.
Gasoline.
Before he meets up with his girl before he goes home to drop off some tools to his dad. So we can kind of see that this is a flashback. What did y'all think about Vic's family or the scenes that we saw of Vic's family?
I thought his dad was. I was trying to figure out the family dynamics because clearly we knew what the mom was, but she was correcting the dad on how to say something. So at first I thought he may have been black, so it was kind of one of those couples. But until he started speaking, you could hear his English, his accent, and then he was speaking Spanish. But I like getting a chance to see them. You know, you saw that, you know, the connection that he had with his mom. You saw a little bit of the tension, but love that he had with his dad, where his dad just wanted best for him and wanted to keep him out of trouble. It was interesting because he was talking to his dad about almost like having ambition, asking for more, doing more, being more than what he is. And his dad was kind of complacent. And that's kind of been a thing with Vic that Penguin's kind of been alluding to here and there. And I don't know if that had anything to do with where we were at the end, but or where we ended. But you know, and just seeing just the whole relationship that he had with his sister. So for me, I thought they did a good job of kind of showing that he was in a pretty good environment with his family, that he loved them, which led to what happened next.
What did you think of the family, Mike?
I like the family. I think them showing that flashback shows his motivation for what he's doing, and that's why I liked it. I think it was cool to see that side of Vic, and then to see what it is that he actually lost. You know, and then I like the idea of, you know, the fact that he could have died easily had he not suggested that they go up to the roof to watch the fireworks or whatever they were watching. If he had stayed in the house, he would have died with the rest of them. And seeing him like frantically trying to call his mom, I believed him, man. So I'm not going to sit on the he's a bad actor train no more. I think he's fine.
He saw some fireworks, all right.
So did
Lou, did you give a fuck about this family at all?
No, but it did add context for that scene later. Like when he pulls back up in the car, like I do get why they did it in the sense of, and why it makes him a torn character. Like you said, he's doing this, he's getting $1,000 a week. Like this bad guy essentially has taken him under his wing, and this has always been what his daddy didn't want him to do. His daddy wanted him to be a straightforward, square-like guy. And it makes sense that he's torn throughout the episode after seeing this scene with leaving, or do I want to stay and, you know, capitalize on what I've stumbled upon.
Rod, when Vic was having this conversation with his dad, his dad was telling him, well, Vic was trying to say, like, you deserve more, you should ask for more. But his dad was saying, from where we came from, we have a lot. Ken brought up the whole complacency, but do you feel like that was just based off of perspective? Like from his dad's perspective, like his upbringing and where he came from, where he's at now versus where Vic is?
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. I mean, I definitely have that sort of attitude myself or whatever. Like I'm not complacent. I do strive to have more, but I get that mentality of like, shit, look where we came from. We got plenty, you know what I'm saying? Like I definitely get that mentality. And obviously, I think to Mike's point or somebody's point, obviously like Vic strives to have more, which is why, he's kind of in the position that he's in now. So well, part of the reason why he's in this position now, but now, like I like the family too. I did like this backstory. Just added more depth to Vic. It definitely make you like him more. He actually was able to show a different side of his character, and I feel like he strived here, more so than the episodes prior. So I did like that element. This is what happened in Batman, right? When they blew up the Flood King, right? Yeah. So I did like that part too, how they tied it that way. I really, really, I was like that pulled me in immediately. I was like, oh shit, because when it first came on, I was like, wait a minute, I thought his family was dead. I didn't realize it was a flashback. And so yeah, to have that reveal was super dope. I thought that was a really good way to start off the episode.
And it was kind of dope seeing it from another perspective. We saw it in the movie, right? Yeah. But actually seeing it from, someone that was in the city, that's what they saw. That's one perspective of everything that was blowing up and they had no idea. I thought that was pretty dope, man.
That was a good time, man. It was a really good time, especially with a character like Vic that I personally, thought was a weak character, and to kind of tie it with him, I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I think they saw how well people received it when they did it in what was the Justice League movie? Remember how they showed perspective when Superman was blowing up all the buildings and shit? Like anytime people talk about that movie, they're always like, "No, that perspective of Bruce Wayne running through the city was really dope." So they just kind of did that shit over again, but it was still. It's not a knock. I mean, I think more movies should do that, especially if you're trying to tie shit together. Show the other perspectives. Now, I like how they're showing that, like, this was an actual devastating thing that happened. Like, when you watch Batman, it seems bad, but you don't really get the magnitude of how bad it was.
Yeah,
like, I don't think I realized that it flooded the city to the point where that many people died.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, oh, they high enough. They should be able to be up. Right. That water came up. It was
like a tsunami.
Yeah. And then and to Mike's point, even going back to the Hawkeye series that we did, they showed the perspective of what happened during that first Avengers movie from the female Hawkeye character. When it was the Battle of New York. I think that was one of the first episodes. So yeah, I did like that. I just it is just kind of like, damn, like the Riddler actually did some shit. Like this motherfucker is a super villain, like to everyone in that town, because that kind of destruction is like unprecedented. So I definitely enjoyed that scene too. But then we quickly jump back to present day and see Vic. Well, hold on, before I go there, did y'all care for his girlfriend? His girlfriend at all? Vic was spitting game and all that shit. Did y'all like seeing Vic, be a ladies' man? Because I know last episode, Mike, you say he couldn't do shit with the other girl.
Well, now we realize it wasn't that he couldn't do shit. He didn't want to. I think somebody here, I don't remember who it was. Somebody here said that was probably his girlfriend that was texting him. So
I can't remember who said it either, but I think somebody brought it up though.
Yeah, somebody here brought it up. But so I mean, he didn't want to. He did just seem lame when he was talking to that girl in the last episode. But this one, he's I don't know if spitting game is really what he was doing versus just being kind of a dork, and she's kind of a dork. So they're dorks together, so it just works. But I don't know, man.
She said it. She said that you're trying to be smooth.
Exactly. He's not smooth. He's a nerd.
Yeah.
You can't be smooth. You got to stutter like that, dude. You can't. I mean, I'm not trying to joke on folks with stutters, but I don't think they would make him have a stutter if he was supposed to be like a ladies' man.
But it comes off endearing sometimes, and I think they showed that here.
like I said, you got to stutter. You're not a ladies' man.
But
Come on.
that is a ladies. But if you could be endearing with it, like they're like, oh,
Exactly. That's not a ladies' man. That's like,
please, mask.
that ain't no ladies' man. They just feel bad for him. You can't spit game. How you spit? Never mind. See,
He's
He's spitting game for real. Like he literally spitting.
That's why I said endearing. I ain't say he was spitting nothing.
Sound like a scratched up record.
Kid, I was trying to get Mike. He caught on to it.
See, you gonna have a whole bunch of motherfuckers mad at me. You an asshole, my Mike. Wait.
Somebody put a nickel on that thing, right?
Nah, man.
Yeah, funny. We then jump back to present day and see Vic at Penguin's crib, getting ready to do another job for him, where they are going to. Well, he's tasked to drive him and Sophia to the warehouse where they're developing this new street drug that's supposed to take over. And this is our first kind of interaction of seeing Vic with Sophia. What did y'all think about their conversation together, or just that scene overall, Lou? I'll start with you, Lou.
I like how she's so like she's suspect of everybody, even though like Vic is this young, unassuming kid, has a stutter. It's still because of what she's been through. It ain't because she's asking questions and probing and like something ain't right here. Like how you hooked up with him? You don't even know how to work a lighter and you're a mechanic. I just love how she was grilling him. I love how her character does that. And especially in this scene, I think Vic handled himself well too. Like it wasn't like, oh shit, I need to look more into this. Like what he was doing was sufficient enough for her to be like, okay, I'm suspicious, but I don't know really what y'all got going on. So this was a good scene. Like again, she is killing it. Right? She's like Colin Farrell is by far doing the best job on the show, but she is right there with him.
You feel the same, Rod?
I like how I know we talk about the stutter, but again, I think the stutter is really endearing to not just the audience, but to the people in the show. And I felt like it plays on people's hearts or whatever. Because like when she realized he had like an impediment or whatever, you could tell she was just kind of looking like, that's interesting or whatever.
She didn't know what he said. She was confused.
He wasn't confused.
She was listening to a nigga on live tape delay.
I think she probably just
Spit that shit out, man. That's what she wanted to say.
I think she's smart enough. I think she's smart enough to understand why Penguin would have picked him as his right-hand man. She's like, okay, I see what probably happened here. Even though she's asking, how do you become his driver? I think she's already peeped why he probably is. And then he brought him in because, he plays on the soft heart. And that'd be somebody that she can use to as a crutch for Penguin. Because unlike Mike, I do think he cares about the kid. So I think that Sophia will use that down the line in order to, rile Penguin up.
Ooh, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, Sophia does not. She is not buying any of this shit. She does not trust that motherfucker. That stutter did not do shit for her heartstrings. She does not trust him. That's why she was bird dogging him at the fucking club too. She don't trust a single bit of Vic. When he started doing the stutter shit, the Dutta Man shit, she was looking at him like, "What the fuck? What is wrong with you?" But I don't think she was like, "Oh, I feel bad for him."
Projecting, right?
Bad for him at all.
You're projecting.
I think you missed it. Like, did you notice what she was doing at the club when he was like playing with his phone and she was looking over at him?
No, but you failed to realize. But I also said that what I was saying about him, she more so picked up that this is someone that the Penguin is probably attached to and can use that down the line. So yeah, I'm kind of with you that at the end of the day, she'll kill that kid in order to get at Penguin if he double crosses her or something, or crosses her or whatever. So I think that'll be somebody that she uses down the line to get Penguin in line.
Sure. Yeah, I was only commenting on the when you said she was listening to him stutter and that was like a heartstring thing. I don't think she has heartstrings. Who the fuck is in my yard? I don't think she has heartstrings. But we'll get to the penguin caring about him shit later. But
Okay.
nah, that's why she made him stay there because she doesn't trust him.
Yeah.
And then
I
she
think
wanted to play penguin in front of him. She's like, "Yeah, your boy is my boy. Like he's not your boss. He's a chump. I'm gonna make him drive me."
Mike, going on. Oh, go ahead, Lou. Go ahead, Lou.
I was just gonna say I think I agree with Mike in the sense that she's looking at him like, what are you doing in this world? Like, what are you doing around what like why are you here? She almost giving that type of attitude.
She thinks he's weak the way y'all thought he was weak in the first couple episodes. Because she knows that Penguin is only gonna work with people that like he can manipulate. So she's looking at him like, all right, why are you here? Oh, you have a stutter. Oh, you clearly don't come from this life. That's why she's talking about how Penguin's place is tacky in front of him. Like she's an asshole, man. God damn. I love her.
I was upset about that, Mike, because I was like, damn, that was having a little fireplace for both. Is that tacky these days?
It's tacky to her. You got to think she
her
grew
because
up
she
with
rich.
hella money.
Yeah.
So I think that what she's doing is she's like, I don't think she likes the fact that Penguin went out there and is acting like a boss and went him got himself a little lackey. So she's like, well, let me show you that your boss ain't shit. This is tacky. This place is funky. You ain't shit. You come from the hood. Like she's acting like a rich white woman in that world would act. Especially some little Afro black kid. She's like, who the fuck? We don't allow what they call them, moulions over there in Italian. We don't allow no fucking moolies over here. Get out of here, moolie.
Mike, to your point, what did you think about her telling Vic that Oz was her driver? Because I don't think we even heard about that before. He drove everybody around, it seemed like, but I thought that was interesting that she revealed that to him.
That's why she did that. Because she's like, oh, you work for Oz? Oh, no, he works for me. Just so you know, he works for me. She said that shit multiple times throughout this episode. She made it very clear that they were not partners, that he works for her. So she's just trying to keep his ass in line and make sure that, like, because she doesn't trust him. She still doesn't trust him, as she shouldn't. So she's just trying to keep him in line.
Do y'all think that Penguin lied about his story, the story he told Vic?
Which one?
Remember he said that he got in the game driving for somebody?
And then they got killed or something?
Yeah. I'm wondering if, because he's a smooth liar, I'm wondering if it was her and he made up parts of that story. Because there were other parts in this episode that sounded familiar to the story he told as well.
I thought he was talking about her dad. I always assumed he was talking about her dad because he drove her dad around. The dad got killed. But maybe I missed something. I probably missed whatever you're talking about.
I think it was in the last episode. You talking about that story he was with Punchy or Pinchy or whatever.
Was that the name of the guy he mentioned?
Yeah, that was the name of the guy. So we're gonna get to it, but like the story he tells, when we find out the history between him and Sophia, it does kind of lead into like, was he trying to make himself look a little bit better in that story to Vic to convince him like this is an honorable way to get up in the game, and then we kind of find out that he was doing some dishonorable shit. Actually, what went down, but that's something that I didn't think about.
Now, okay, that makes sense. I see what you're saying now. So he was lying because he didn't want to have to admit that he got where he was because he got her fucked over. Exactly. So he made up the story about the driver getting whacked.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't pick up on that.
We see Sophia leaves Vic at home and has Oz drive her to the warehouse to check out the new operation. Rob, what did you think about the whole operation that we get shown at the warehouse with the new drug that she's created called Bliss?
Nah, I thought it was dope, and I thought the reveal later was dope regarding Arkham Asylum. So yeah, no, the operation seems legit. You know, like I said, especially with what she was saying later on about the drug. I did think it was interesting that the same way Penguin thought it was interesting that it was coming from Arkham Asylum or whatnot, and also that she was really the one kind of running it and not her brother, and that kind of caught him off guard. So I thought that was interesting as well, and I think it was interesting to see the Penguin kind of frazzled in that moment. I think that actually caught him off guard. But we always know that he's quick on his feet and he'll adjust as time goes. So yeah, I thought all of that whole reveal was dope.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know if you agree, but it seems like both of them keep underestimating each other, and it throws them off, especially like this episode.
You talking about Penguin and Sophia?
Yeah.
Is he underestimating her?
Because I think to Rod's point, like when she told him, like, I was actually like, this whole thing was my idea. I was just telling my brother about it and all that stuff. And that kind of threw him off because, for one, he was like, oh shit, good thing I'm a good liar, because I could have easily put my foot in my mouth and fucked up this whole thing. But at the same time, it's like,
last thing he should do, Nick.
Yeah. But I was also thinking the fact that everybody keeps saying that she's crazy. And like you know what I'm saying, she's a loose cannon, but like she's really super smart. So that's what I'm saying. Like it just throws people up.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, yep. I agree with you. Yeah, I think that he looks at her and he just sees a crazy woman that came out of Arkham that he can manipulate, but he doesn't realize that she's very aware of what's going on and she's paying attention to a lot of shit. So yeah, I'm with you.
What did you think about the new drug overall, though?
I mean, I don't know how much I care. I mean, it was cool because I mean now I'm wondering like who in Arkham is it that's getting it out? Is it the guy from Sons of Anarchy that's helping her get the drug out of there? Is there going to be some kind of ties to what's his face?
Scarecrow.
Is there going to be a tie? Because I assume wasn't he in Arkham in one of the scenes in or am I getting the latest Batman mixed up with the other Batman? I feel like in one of the Batman they caught Scarecrow and threw him in Arkham.
Yeah, I can't remember
which one it was, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just interested to see where it leads the story.
Yeah, I know Scarecrow is in Christopher Nolan's.
Okay, and that's the one I'm probably mixing up.
Yeah.
I thought it would definitely lead to Scarecrow only because of what they said the drug did.
Right, me too.
So I was like, man, I wonder if he's gonna get this and kind of modify it later on down the line, which would be interesting.
That would be. Maybe he'll be the villain for the next Batman movie. So maybe that's where this will lead. He'll get the drug and modify it, and then he'll be the next big villain.
You know what? I think Scarecrow is probably the psychiatrist dude, the one that's in.
Oh shit!
Sons of Anarchy.
Oh shit!
Yeah, because Shays isn't a small character.
That would make sense because, like, because he was using that red light or whatever, and he was hallucinating and whatever. So maybe he figures out how to use the light and that drug, and both of them are red. So yeah, you're probably right, Rod.
He's probably.
Lou, what were your thoughts on just that whole breakdown?
I think Mike, when he said whoever said underestimating, I don't necessarily think that it's that, but like he said to his sidekick, he's like, she's a puppy. He don't really respect her gangster. Like he know, like I've gotten over on her before. And I know at the end of the day, I belong in this world. She's just born in it. So he's thinking that he always will have the ups on her. And I just don't think that that's going to be the case. So if that's underestimating, then yeah, I guess I agree with him. He more so looks at her and says, she's just not a threat to me. Like any other man in this world that I'm dealing with, it may be a threat. As far as the power that they hold, he don't respect her power and her as a threat.
Yeah, because he even in going back to the earlier parts when he was telling Vic, "Oh yeah, Sophia about to come through. I'm about to do this funk." Yeah, he was like, he was breaking it down to Vic, like, "Oh yeah, one of these days the uncle's gonna take her out, and then by that time I'll be the leader of the operation." I even like the little joke he said. He was like, what should I do if she? Vic was saying, what should I do if she asked me about what happened to this and that? And he was like, just tell her that you had a hand in both of their death and see how that goes.
That was funny.
That was real funny. That was real funny. See, and to speak to someone on Reddit real quick that you was asking me about, Nick, this doesn't remind me of The Sopranos from a story standpoint at all, like people are trying to say, but I do think Colin Farrell is playing a version of Tony Soprano. Like it's a lot of Tony Soprano in this character that he's playing. So I see what people say that.
Gotcha. We didn't get to Lou's favorite part of the episode when Vic invites his girlfriend over to Penguin's crib as they catch up with each other since they haven't seen each other in a while since the flood. Kid, what did you think about their interaction?
When she popped up, I was like, "Oh, he's about to get her ass killed." Because she's not supposed to be there. Somehow he's gonna find out. This is not going to end well. And but yeah, it was good seeing them back together. I didn't think. I thought it was funny. He was like, "Yeah, I can't go." Like he lied, and then he had to change the lie, and then he had to tell the truth. And then he had to basically be like, "Yeah, I can't go with you because if I go, I'm getting killed." But he changed his mind, bro. I don't know what she doing to him, but he was like, I'll take that chance. You worth dying for." So he was like, "All right, I'll go. I'll meet you there." But
yeah, I thought it was stupid.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I thought it was stupid for him to invite her there. He's putting her in danger, really. I mean, you don't know if he got surveillance in there, or like he said before he left. He's like, "I'll know. I have a suspicion if you did something sneaky or something, however you put it, or whatever." And then you bring your girlfriend over, like that. That's wild. I did not understand why he did that, but I mean, it made for a good, interaction or whatnot. But yeah, I didn't understand that.
What about you, Mike?
I like the scene because while I agree with y'all, I like that they played it this way because we have to keep understanding that Vic is a kid, and if he starts acting too adult, then it's just like, well, what's the point of him being there? So that is something that a 16-year-old kid would do. Invite your girl over your boss's house because your boss says he's going to be out for the night. Yes, it's stupid. It's stupid as fuck. But 16-year-old kids are stupid as fuck, especially if he hasn't seen his girlfriend in like 2 weeks or a week or whatever it is. So
a 16-year-old kid that witnessed this man murder people and all this other stuff.
Yep, still wants to see his girl, man. Because when is he ever gonna see her? Because he lives there, and the penguin is always around. He finally gets a night to where the penguin's not around. Of course, he's gonna be like, "Hey, girl, like, come over real quick," because he's gonna be gone for a few hours.
No, I feel that.
I thought it was interesting in the sense of the notion that he came up with. He couldn't leave, and he thought that the penguin would be like after him or kill him if he did leave. Like he thought that he even been around him for the short period of time, he thinks that he has the reach. If I'm going out of town with my girl, that he'll be able to get me. And I think in the later scene when Penguin was like, "I never told you that you had to stay here. That was a decision that you made." And then that ties back into what his dad was saying about him wanting more. He's acting like, "Oh, I'm stuck here because this man is a psychopath and I don't want to risk him killing me." But at the end of the day, you're getting $1,000 a week, and everything the Penguin said is soliloquy. You got somewhere to stay now. You got clothes. Nobody told you had to stay. You wanted this. And he tried to manipulate it to that girl like, "Oh, I can't leave. He's crazy, man," which is true, but he never told him that.
yeah, but come on, Spike. Like, he told him to turn around and look at the sunset, bro. At no other point did he ever, and he kicked his ass in the grave.
Yeah, and he still made the choice to continue to be with him on a
bro.
daily basis.
Spike, he is terrified.
I can wake up in the middle of the night and leave.
No, he don't know that he can do that. Penguin has threatened to kill him twice.
And he's sticking around.
He's a kid.
He's 16. That's what I was gonna say. He's 16.
It's part by choice, and it's part that he's terrified. I don't think he was lying when he said, I don't think that was manipulation when he said, oh, my boss is crazy. He's probably going to kill him. Because he was saying it by himself. Wasn't he talking to himself at some point in this episode? And he was like, oh, he's going to kill me.
What he going to say? Yeah.
Why would he lie to himself? That's crazy.
He does believe it, but I just don't think, like, okay, and I guess we'll get to it when we get to that scene. He believes that, yes, y'all are right, because he's a kid, because of the dangerous shit that he's seen. But Penguin never said that. He never told him, hey, man, you got to stay here. Or he like, I'm not holding you prisoner, bro. You can go wherever the fuck you want to go.
Pimp say the same thing, Spike. They don't ever have to say, you can't leave. They make you feel that you can't leave. Penguin is doing a great job of like
pimping him out.
Basically.
I mean, that's you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw you a little cash.
Exactly. To make you think that I want you around like that. Let me give you a little grand a week.
Yeah.
You know?
He was like $1,000 a week. He was like, yeah, ask for what you're worth. And he was like, $2,000. He was like, man, if you don't get the fuck up out of here.
Ain't that good, boy.
Hey, my thing was he just got paid. He gave all his bread to
Bro, that was crazy. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
Like, come on now. Like, y'all don't do that. Y'all motherfuckers are married. Y'all do the same shit. Bring your little check home. Hey, baby.
This ain't no 70s R&B song.
What was it? Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Yeah, Harold Melvin.
You know that lottery, baby. I finally hit it.
I got a kid.
Plain old J.O.B.
Plain old J.O.B.
After checking out the new drug, Sophia heads home, but we see hating ass Johnny Vitti meeting with her to remind her that she need to leave town. Hey, Lou, I'm sorry, but what did you think of Johnny Vitti this episode? He was there to my nigga.
He was, man. My guy Doug from House of Cards, he was doing this thing. He had to bar the episode slick when he was like, well, you can leave and go to Italy, or I'll just tell everybody you when they start looking for you.
That was cold.
That was a bar.
That was.
Man.
That was crazy.
So he did a great job, man.
He looked at her dinner. He looked, I know you crazy. That's obvious, but I ain't scared of you, nigga. Fuck up out of here. I thought y'all was
He stood on business this episode.
He did. Well, he laid under business later and got fucked.
Yeah, he definitely got the business going on.
Oh man, Mike, what did you think of Johnny Vitti?
I can't stand him for some reason. I don't know why. That's the weird thing about this show is everybody's a bad guy, but like I dislike certain bad guys more than other bad guys. Like I don't know why, but Johnny Vitti gets on my fucking nerves. And in this episode, in a good way though, but in this episode, the way he was talking to her, I was like, damn, okay, maybe he is kind of dangerous because I haven't felt that this whole series. I have not felt that Johnny Vitti is dangerous because he got punked by Luca last episode. You know, he got fucking choked up by the Penguin, which I was like, how the fuck did that happen? So I don't know, but this episode, when he said that shit to her, I was like, oh, he really isn't scared of her. All right, I fuck with him a little bit.
Ken, what about you?
No, I just like the line he told her, you know, at the end when he walked off. But I feel like the disrespect he has for her may come around at some point because her face did not change.
Facts. She's not scared of him at all.
No. No. But she's also not in a position of power in their organization at all. And everybody wanted to get out of there. So, yeah, but that was a cold ass line, though.
Cold.
Yeah, right. I even like how he printed out. Shoot, when do you print out a boarding pass these days and stick it?
You printed that out by yourself.
Did you do this?
That pissed him off too.
She was like, I gotta get my things. She was like, you got 2 days, nigga. Okay.
Fuck all this.
Oh man. Since Sophia and Penguin can't distribute their new drug in the areas that the Falcons own, obviously, and operate, they try to find a new distributor, which caused them to go to Chinatown to make up an alliance with the Triads, the leader of the Triads. before we get to the negotiation part, we see Vic outside in the car waiting and stuff like that. Rob, what did you think about this scene with Vic and Wade? I know we alluded to it a little bit earlier about him talking to himself, trying to come up with a way to talk to Penguin of leaving. But what did you think about him and the cop scene?
It was pretty smart. The way he did it once he noticed a way to get out of it and to get the cops' eyes off of the bag. I think we're starting to see him develop better instinct. I think they're doing a really good job with Vic, man. And they're doing exactly what I was hoping that they do in order to save his character, which is like slowly progress him becoming like a smart kid on the streets or whatever. So I thought the move that he made to say, what money? You know what I mean? Like that took instinct to know that this is a dirty cop and he will take that money. So I liked what they did with him in that moment with the cop, for sure.
Mike, did you think Vic was gonna fuck it up again?
Yeah. Yes. I thought that what was going to happen is he's going to end up having to go to jail, and then Penguin was going to have to go get him out, and it was just going to be a whole big thing. But nah, that was really smart. What money? Because he's not smooth enough to slick talk a cop.
Right.
And weasel his way out of that. Penguin could have got out of that, no problem. But Vic, no, he's stuttering, and the cop is just like, the fuck? Like, you taking too damn long to answer. Yeah. He's probably not thinking you have a speech impediment. He's thinking you're stuttering because you're nervous.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
And I think Vic, well, no, I might be giving him too much credit, but I thought maybe Vic picked up on that. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Either way, he played it right.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking when it happened, white cop, you black in this what, Maserati, right? So all that looks wrong. But shit, I was like, man, bro, you should just like double, triple down on the stutter, bro. And maybe that'll get you out of this shit.
That cop
frustrated the cop so much. It's like, man, fuck it, man. Just move the car. Just move you know what you're saying, man. Just move the car.
Yeah, right. I was, because at first I was like, that scene went off too easy, but then I'm thinking this is Gotham City. Damn near 95% of the police force dirty as shit. Mm-hmm. you could do that at any time. So I liked how I do like seeing the growth of Vic becoming, more a part of this world. But yeah, go ahead, Lou.
I just gonna say I like what you just said, to double down on it. I like that he's picking up some of the stuff that Penguin is like putting down as far as the cop and him bribing him. Mm-hmm. They did that well.
We then go into the scene with Sophia and Penguin negotiating with one of the henchmen for the Triad Lord. And in this scene, I felt like it was interesting, Ken, of seeing Sophia and Penguin kind of play off each other. What did you think?
Oh yeah, I really like this, and they did it again later because when Penguin was talking, I mean, she immediately picked up that he lied again and was in a situation and trying to talk his way out of it, which is a skill that he has. But as Mike was saying earlier, she looks at Penguin as a lackey, somebody that works for her. He looks at her as a partner, and he keeps using her as a partner, and she keep correcting him. So, and that happened a few times. So when he's talking, and I don't know if it was this scene or another scene when he had said something, she had to actually look at him, but he's talking like, yo, I'm like, we're equal here. But when they started to play on one another, she showed a lot of trust in him, because she didn't know where he was going with the VD thing. And it wasn't until after the scene, I was like, how the hell he's going to get that? And then I remember, I was like, oh, okay, now I know how he's going to play it. But I liked it, man. I think he shows her instincts too, and shows that she definitely needs to get this distributor. So she put some faith and trust in Penguin to get this done. So, but I definitely thought it was dope. Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
I don't think she trusts Penguin at all, y'all. I'll be on an island if I have to be. I don't think she trusts Penguin one single tiny ass bit. She just didn't want to fuck up the meeting. Because every time he says some bullshit, the camera cuts to her and she's looking at him like, you like what?
Mhm.
She looked at him when he said that BD shit. She looked at him like, you're about to ruin this. And the thing about it is, it was a cool plan, but it just seemed like it was kind of stupid that they didn't like run this shit by each other first. Like he just goes in there, he constantly improvises, and I don't know why he would think that her crazy ass would be okay with that. He improvised with the name of the drug, with the whole distribution plan. He keeps doing this shit, and he's gonna end up getting we'll get there, but yeah.
But he's also asserting control of it as well.
Mhm.
She doesn't, but she's relinquishing. And I think she was in a spot in that particular scene where she had no choice but to go along with Penguin.
She checked him right after he pulled that shit. She's not. I don't think she's relinquishing power. I think that shit is pissing her off. Anytime he does, that's why she keeps knocking him down a peg. Every time he does some shit and he makes it seem like, oh, I'm trying to be top dog. She's like, nah, you're my driver. We're not partners. He's coming here to meet me, not you. She don't, man, nah. I don't think she trusts him one bit and does not view him as a partner.
She do be checking him though. That should be funny.
It does, bitch. It's funny as hell, man. I don't know how much more of that shit Penguin can deal with.
It's funny. It's funny that he thought that she was enjoying that because she was like improvising with him. He's like, "Oh, you like that, didn't you?" Like when they got done, and that's what did. She checked him.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that he thinks it's like I'm doing a good job here, and she's like, "No, you're not."
Because that's his mentality. He always thinks he's doing a good job. Penguin, I don't think Penguin will ever think that he's like a scrub. He's always like, nah, I'm top dog, and my brains are what got me to be top dog. And people are now starting to realize that, but like, nah, they really don't like you. That's why that shit happened with
the next one.
Yep.
That was perfect for what you just said.
Rob, before we move on, did you have any thoughts on that scene?
This is the scene where they were talking to the Asian guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think what?
Just how you remember the scene, right? That's all it was.
I mean, I just remember the tattoo on his neck, and he was very like Americanized or whatever. I didn't like his character either. Like he was kind of corny. But
damn, stop Asian hate, Rod.
All right, ableist Mike.
I know, right?
but nah, man. Yeah, I think Penguin just can't help it. That's just who he is. I think he can't help but insert himself in a certain way, and to try to prove his worth and his wit. So I just think that's just naturally him. As far as her not trusting him and things like that, yeah, I mean, she's already said it. I mean, she said that I don't know whether to trust you or not. So we already know that she really doesn't trust him. But I think, and we haven't gotten there yet, that he's kind of winning her over just a little bit, a very, very tiny bit. So yeah, I think she can appreciate his street wits, and she's using that. She's using him for that. Yeah.
We later see Penguin and Vic have lunch together at a fancy restaurant, and this is where we learn more about Vic's family as he tells Penguin about his dad and the things that his dad likes. Rod, I don't know. At this point in time, did you feel like Vic was going to leave Penguin after talking about, like, I think Penguin brought up the fact that, oh, your dad would be proud of you for the man that you are, the person that you are today. And we know that's the complete opposite of what his father would want, because earlier in this episode, we see that his dad didn't even want him to be hanging around someone who was family members with someone who was selling drugs. What did you think of just hearing the story that Vic was telling Penguin?
I thought this was a good moment between them. Talking about the dinner table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good moment between them. again, I feel I just have to disagree with Mike here. I do think he has a little bit of affinity for Vic. You know, just the way he was trying to defend him at the table, like because the guy was, you know, not mocking his stutter, but like, you know, just not, you know, being patient with him and things like that. I think he sees a little bit of himself in Vic. So he's really, you know, trying to groom him, you know, essentially, you know what I'm saying? But did you ask something specific about this scene though?
Yeah, I was just saying, like, did you think he was gonna leave after, like, because like to your point, it seemed like Penguin was giving him a lot of like confidence building things. Like he was like, you should be the one knowing your worth and telling people how much they should pay you. You should be the one correcting him and not me when it comes to like letting you just talk, like let him take your time and shit like that.
At no point I thought Vic was gonna leave. It was at no point of this episode that I thought Vic was gonna leave. If that was the case, if they were trying to convey that, they didn't do a great job at that because I just didn't. I mean, bringing his girl around, flashback to his parents, like none of that stuff convinced me that he's gonna be ballsy enough, one, to leave Penguin or leave the situation, or just not be enticed by the opportunities that can come from it. So yeah, I never once believed that in any scene that he was gonna leave this situation.
I agree with Rod. I never thought he was going to leave because you want to be there.
No, he was about to tell him he's about to leave when he was having dinner. He just got cut off.
He's going to turn around.
But in the grand scheme of things, I know he's not going to in the show. I think they're trying to make us believe that he wants to, you know, is going to leave or something like that. Not going to.
I
What
believe
about you?
Oh, sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
I was going to you. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I definitely thought he was going to leave. I thought he was going to leave, and then he's going to end up coming back for some reason. I never at any moment thought, oh, this is the end of Vic on the show. But I thought maybe he might leave, and then Penguin was going to end up needing his help, and he'd have to come back. But also, I just want to say, that scene with the waiter, I don't think that was Penguin really sticking up for him. I think that was Penguin being like, "You're not going to disrespect somebody because they're with me."
Oh,
like
gotcha.
the whole scene that I saw came off. Penguin always comes off as selfish. And if they actually did push the idea that Penguin like had love for this kid, I feel like I would dislike the show.
Why?
Because that doesn't seem like his character at all.
It's just
it wouldn't make sense.
It's just one person, and it's somebody that the whole reason why he spared his life in the first place. He sees something in him. Like I think he truly sees something in him, and it's somebody that he feels like he can groom. He probably doesn't have many people that come around him that he feels like he can groom, and this is an opportunity to do that.
You don't groom somebody that you care about. That's the first thing. The second thing, he spared his life because he needed help. The motherfucker can barely walk. He could not carry that body down those stairs. So after he shot other kids, he realized I can use this kid. So he did. And then he was going to kill him afterwards. And then when he saw him crying and all that, he's like, oh, wait. I can keep this motherfucker around to do my bidding.
I think that was the turning point.
Huh?
Yeah, I agree. I think that was the turning point, though.
For him caring about him?
Yes, I think that was the turning point.
Yeah, I don't see it. And go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I do think that when he told him you should do it at the table, I do think he meant that. And I don't think he felt like he was embarrassed. Personally, I think he may have been embarrassed for him, but also just trying to give him some game. I think he's been doing that, ever since he kind of took him under his wing. He was like, I shouldn't have to be the one to check him. He was like, you got to start standing up for yourself. You should check him. And you're going to you need that edge if you're going to be in this game too.
Yes. If you need that edge, if you're going to be in this game and work with me, because you got to think, if we're to take what y'all are saying as the way Penguin is going, then he would be grooming Vic to move up the ladder. Penguin doesn't want that. He wants Vic to stay exactly where he's at. But what he doesn't want is other people to be disrespectful towards him because it's a reflection on him. Like, I really don't see how Penguin could possibly be developing like daddy son feelings for this kid. That shit would be so stupid to me. And it would go against everything that we've seen so far with him. Is like, oh, now you love this kid? Why? The kid's fucking annoying. He fucks up constantly. Why are you? Nah, that would be weird.
People think he's annoying.
Do you see?
People think Penguin's annoying and that he fucks up constantly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he sees something, whether good, bad, or indifferent. He sees the same things in him and how people treat him and underestimate him. He sees the same thing in this kid.
But Penguin doesn't fuck up constantly. And we haven't really.
You just said he did in the last episode. He's just good. He's good at picking back up, though.
Right, but I mean, like, that's us as the audience seeing that, but they don't see that, do they?
No, I don't think they know where he fucked up.
Because he fixes it so quick. The only reason we know is because we saw what happened the previous 3 minutes or whatever. But I feel like the audience knows that he fucks up and then fixes it, but
not in the world.
But not in the world. So I don't know. Not that I've seen at least. But I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I feel like that part would really irk me if they were like, oh, Penguin wants to be his new daddy. I'd just like, nah, I'm straight.
I don't see it as such as a son-father relationship, more of a mentee-mentor relationship. Like, I started right here where you are, driving for somebody.
Yes.
And if something happened to you, fucked up, so what? Like,
exactly.
this is the world we live in, but I'm trying to teach you the game. And if you're able to survive, then you see where you're able to go. I don't think he loves him at all, but I do think that he's trying to mentor him into, hey man, if you can make it out here, then I'm going to show you what you can do.
I'm with you. I'm exactly with you. Yep.
We then see that they're at a specific restaurant to meet up with somebody. As you see, Penguin is kind of always looking over at this table. I didn't know if he was trying to holler at those two girls or not.
Me neither.
But one of them leaves, and we see that he goes up to the other one. I think her name was Tina, and he asks her for a favor. And we find out the favor is to seduce Johnny Vitti into a trap. Ken, what did you think about the scene in the bedroom with post Johnny bumping uglies with Tina?
I love this scene mainly for Penguin's reaction, but even Vitti recognizing like they are actually teaming up against him, and he felt kind of disrespected. He was like, the nerve that you, who has no power here, would team up with him, who's nobody but a buffoon, and everybody looks at as a form of entertainment. And y'all two have the nerve to come here on me? Like, what the fuck? Like, how dare you? Until Penguin strung his ass up. And then he had a whole change of heart, bro. His whole tune changed. Yeah, because you can, oh man, I was like, ooh, this. I actually thought, I was like, man, because we were just talking about Penguin fucking up. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna kill Vitti.
Yeah,
and fuck up the whole plan.
Yep.
I thought that was way up.
Because he went crazy like how he did against Alberto when Alberto was talking about his shit. It's anytime somebody talks about him in a way that's like super demeaning or just like shitting on his whole dreams and aspirations, like especially when he called that nigga Penguin. Never anytime a nigga butt ass naked disrespected you, that gotta hurt. That gotta hit differently. You know what I'm saying? But I thought he was gonna shank his ass, like just stab him, like ruin the whole thing. But he held restraint. But yeah, you can see his eye was twitching and everything. I thought he was going crazy.
We didn't know who that woman was before that happened, did we?
They showed her in the picture, but it wasn't enough to where we would be like, oh, that's. Well, actually, no, they showed her also when she was walking with Luca, but she just looks like a nondescript white blonde lady.
Yeah, I didn't know who she was until they start saying her name so much. I'm like, oh, okay.
Do y'all think that Sophia looked at Penguin a little different after that?
Yes.
In what way?
Like
a little bit of more respect for him.
I do.
Respect for like, and Rod, I want to hear your perspective. Like,
they didn't really, because I was wondering. I was like, oh, this dude, he just flipped out. Like, how is she going to view him after seeing him engage in a manner that she hasn't seen before. Now, they didn't really show any inkling of that later on, but I was just wondering if you guys may have seen something that I may have missed.
She has seen it before. He did it the other episode when he was planting the little knife or whatever. She saw him go and attack VD at the whatever the place was.
Yeah, but that seemed like that was just more of a like I can't like they just got into it because they had an exchange of words. This was, I don't know, this just seemed a little bit different.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see why this would change her mind about him, make her respect him anymore, because all he did was like try to shove a cell phone down his mouth because he called him a joke. I don't know. I mean, she's still disrespecting him after this. Like,
that's why I was
disrespecting him.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, Rod, like to your point, as far as I want to get your perspective, because I think you were agreeing with Ken to a certain degree. It did look like when she was smoking that cigarette, she was looking at him like differently, as far as like,
oh shit, he could be an asset.
Yeah, or maybe like this. There's more. It's weird because I'm with Mike. I understand that she doesn't trust him, but he's giving her so many different examples of like what he's willing to do to make sure that they either treat her right or go along with her plan or whatever. It's just like, yeah, maybe to your point, Rod, it's an asset.
Yeah, she definitely sees how he can be useful. Whether she trusts him or not, she see that she could continue to use him or to play him or whatever, and he's gonna, keep doing. He's almost playing like a henchman almost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so even if she doesn't trust him, like she's still using him as like a henchman to do her dirty work. Didn't
he say after he finished snatching old boy up, didn't he kind of make it seem like he was protecting her? Didn't he say something like that? Even though he was doing it for himself?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he did. He said something about like, and then I can't believe you did that to her or whatever. Your like own flesh and blood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he was saying that she like quit calling her a psycho. She don't like being called psycho.
Right.
Yeah, but that was only to clean up the mess that VD just threw out there. Because VD said, "Oh, you're the one that got her locked up."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just trying to clean that shit up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But nevertheless, it worked. I think it worked.
I think y'all underestimating. So you know what? What I thought for a hot second that would really make me hate the show is I thought they were trying to allude to like some kind of romantic something between the two of them.
Oh no!
Oh my god! If you do this shit, I'm fucking done.
No.
I don't know why you even thought that, Mike. You seen that foot? If she think that his apartment tacky, wait till she see that foot.
Damn. Fucked up. Man, got a tacky foot. That's fucked up.
Oh,
hammer toes.
Damn.
After forcing Johnny VD to approve of the meeting between Sophia and Penguin with the triad boss, we head to the club for a test trial for the new drug. Lou, what did you think about the conversation Sophia had with Penguin before their meeting on what he did to her back in the day?
I like how she was standing on business. Like he tried to, like y'all said in that previous scene, he tried to throw that little line and they're like, "Oh, I'm taking up for her. Don't call her crazy." But she was like, "Nah, nigga, I know what you did. I ain't forgot. Why did you do it?" And forcing him to answer. Like I love, even though he gets nervous, we rarely see him uncomfortable because he's so quick as far as like the redirects and getting his lies off. But she don't fall for that shit. Like she's not going for it, and I'm going to press you on it. I'm going to continue to press you because I know if I stand right here on this, the truth will come out of you at some point. You can't be this good. I don't respect your mind enough to think you this good if I press you enough. Like I just don't do it. So I love the position that she's taking with him, even after he think that he done his thing.
Yeah, Mike, I'm with Lou on this one. Like when she was, the line she said as far as like, you always say the right things. Like that, and that's always something that you should always be mindful of with somebody you're dealing with in that world.
Yeah, Penguin. Oh, damn, he sure did say Mike, but you can go ahead. If you got something good, Go ahead, go.
He could hold it back. He could hold it back. Like,
Hey, he got something good. Go ahead, Rod.
No, I didn't hear him say Mike.
I don't have nothing important.
I don't have anything important either.
one of y'all, somebody go.
I was just gonna. Damn, now I forgot. What was I gonna say?
What was the
Shit, what did you
question?
ask, Nick?
Yeah,
I was asking is just as far as like the line that she said when she was like, you always know the right things to say.
Yeah, that just tells me that she does not believe any of the bullshit he says, and that shit that he does, it only works on weak-minded people like Vic. The people that are smart in this game, they don't believe Penguin's bullshit. I don't even think Luca believes Penguin's bullshit. It's just that Penguin gets results, so he's like, cool, whatever. The Asian guy, I can't remember his name, but the Asian dude didn't believe Penguin's bullshit. He's just like, all right, man, whatever, man. Just as long as you get my money and as long as you get me results, I don't really care that much.
everybody say that shit. If you run it's a theme, like everybody says that, and you're right. Everybody says, I don't believe you. You always on some bullshit, da 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 da. But they still use them.
Yeah, because he gets results.
Huh?
He gets results.
Yeah, he's resourceful. Like, so yeah, and so like that, and I think that's another thing too, just because she keeps saying like little stuff like that, like I don't know whether to trust you. You always know the right things to say. Like, why say that out loud? You know what I'm saying? If he's not wearing down on you a little bit, like you would just keep that to yourself. Like you would just, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't. That's why I feel like he's wearing down on her a little bit. He's really good. We got to remember, like, Sophia's dope, but we got to remember this is still Penguin. You know what I'm saying? And this is the like Penguin on the come up. So I'm still giving a little bit more credit to Penguin over Sophia. Even though I really like Sophia, I think Penguin would ultimately, at the end of the day, outsmart her when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I didn't view any of that as him wearing her down. I viewed that as her putting it out there like, I'm kind of on to you. I'm not stupid. You know, you might be able to get over on everybody else, but I don't think I can trust you, and you always say the right things.
As a way to keep him in check.
Yeah, that's how I took it, at least.
I can see that too. Like that's a smart tactic, right? To let somebody always know I'm on to you. Because she's been doing that since they met each other again, right? She's like, look, I don't underestimate you. You know what I'm saying? Like she whispered that to him in the first episode, I believe. Mm-hmm. So she's constantly telling him, like, look, you're not gonna just play me. And right. I'm not trusting you fully right now. So I'm gonna keep letting you know that.
Yeah, to keep you in line. And remember, she said that Vidi didn't tell her anything that she didn't already know.
Yeah.
So I don't think she fucks with him at all. But again, I think what it is her back was against the wall. The other people in the family weren't fucking with her like that. Mm-hmm. So now she needs an ally, and the only one she has is Penguin.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like whatever relationship they had when he was the driver, like the portrayal seems like she feels some kind of way about it. Because she didn't let that shit, man, the whole episode, she would not let that go, bro. And it was like, Penguin, and I was looking at Penguin, I was like, this woman, she won't answer. To the point where Penguin was like, fine, shit.
Right.
I did it. God damn. What the fuck else you want from me? Shit.
he was like, that was 10 years ago.
Get over that shit.
It was like, golly.
I was going to ask y'all this because this part kind of confused me a little bit. How old are we supposed to think Sophia is right now?
I would probably say she maybe early 30s.
Really? Okay.
Because I know I feel like he's significantly older than her. Like he's in like his 40s maybe.
Oh, and definitely.
Yeah, but I think she's still young enough to where like 10 years ago when she first got locked up, she was probably in her 20s or something.
Okay.
And now she's in like her 30s or something, whatever.
Yeah, the 10 years ago thing kind of threw me off for a minute because I was like, how old is she? Yeah. But all right, cool.
Well, yeah, we know white women ain't gonna age that gracefully.
Well, you can't tell her. That's what I'm saying. It's the first time I'm like, I have no idea. She looks young, but then she acts old, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, she eat young. She toddler. as they're meeting with the triad boss, after that conversation, we kind of jump to seeing Vic being the bag man after, you know, Penguin gives his speech to how to distribute the drug. And as in normal Vic fashion, he's fucking up. But my question, kid, what triggered this nigga? Because I swear there was no lights going on. What fireworks?
Fireworks from the show. The
fireworks
show
on.
was gonna go on, and the loud booms remind him of the bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he flipped out.
The pyros from the show.
I was like, God damn it, Vic, you did again?
I said the
Get
same
your
thing.
ass
Said
up.
out loud. You dropped the drugs. Like, nigga, how you drop all the work? What's going on?
You about to get your ass killed. You lucky, and I'm surprised nobody stepped on all that shit.
Me too.
Or stole it.
So, yeah, and that's what I thought was going to happen. People were going to start stealing it too, and we're going to have a riot.
Yep.
But yeah, I was like, bro, come on, dude. At this point, I was like, man, Penguin killed this motherfucker, bro. he just can't get
Maybe
right.
you should leave. Maybe you should leave, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I was
better off.
Right. Hey, Mike, I was the girl was trying. I feel like she was trying to give him another chance, you know, like dance with him and like make him ease up. Then when she seen that goofy ass, she's like, "Damn, nigga, you can't even be the bag man. You can't even hold a fucking bag. Like, get your shit up."
Of all the women to see it, it had to be Penguin's girl too. I was like, God damn it. Like when that happens, I literally out loud said, God fucking damn it, Vic. You can't do anything. First of all, why is your bag open that fucking much if you're walking around with fucking drugs in it? And you spilled. I thought this was going to be the moment that Penguin fucking went the fuck off. Because I thought he was going to drop all the drugs. I thought people were going to stomp on him and or steal him. And then Penguin was gonna be like, God damn it, you fucked up again. I'm going to have to kill you. And then Vic was going to leave. That's what I thought was going to happen. But I did like the way they played this scene, though, to where they cut in the moments that we saw at the beginning of the episode and the dancers that were behind that screen. I like how they cut it to make it seem like they were drowning. That shit was fucking dope, man. It was super dope. But Vic got on my fucking nerves right here.
Yeah, Rob, what did you think about that scene?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I immediately knew what it was, that it was, you know, you know what? First of all, like, I thought it was dope how they did this. I think this is the first time they did something visually like this, of like the people, I guess, behind that wall in that club, and then they mixed it with like ocean, water. Like, they did some really cool stuff visually here. So that was the first thing I noticed. But yeah, I automatically knew that it was because of the bombs. And I thought he had a good performance here, actually. He looked nervous. He looked like, you know, he was hyperventilating, and, you know, I believed him in this moment. So that's what I'm saying. I think he's really starting to grow on me, and I think he's starting to come into his own with this character. So this was one of the moments where I felt like that. Definitely, like even when he was talking to himself in the mirror, like I was like, damn, he really is coming into his own in this character. So I'm really starting to like this.
Yeah. Well, going back to the meeting with the triad boss, I find myself again asking this question. It's like, do we like, how crazy is Sophia? Because or like what's her breaking point? Because it seemed like everybody every 5 to 10 minutes reminds her that she came from Arco. we know you got a past, and she has to convince people like, look, all right, I know y'all heard about that shit, but I'm trying to do business now. Like, can we move past that? And even though the triad boss was actually kind of, he did it in a very, I guess, respectful way. Like, he was like, look, I knew your father. I don't know you. All I know is about what I read. And she had a clever spin to it. But to me, it was just interesting to see how she was able to be like, she's her own salesperson too. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like how she sells herself and the product. I like what she said to the triad boss. I don't know what y'all thought as far as that conversation went.
Wait, what did she say to him? I can't remember. What did she say to the triad boss?
She was just saying like, look, I know about your past too. I know your daddy was he used to work. He was like working with I guess a psychiatrist and stuff like that. And you know that people with those kind of needs need drugs to kind of get through.
Yeah.
She was like, this is what they did to us in Arkham. So this is what I'm trying to bring to the
Mhm.
streets. You know,
Right.
I love how she tied all that together.
Yeah.
And then she also was like, look, nigga, you see what's going on out there. You see what she was like, she laid out the whole foundation. I have your audience. Like they are dealing with the aftermaths of a horrendous event. They need a drug like this to
and
get
they're
over.
partying right now after losing their family. They're out there happy and dancing. So clearly this is the right type of shit. Yeah, you're right. That scene was good.
Yeah, she sold the hell out of that shit. I was like, damn, bro, you gotta take this drug. And then just walked off. Because she was like, shit, she dropped the mic and just walked off. She was like, it's on you, bro. You got to make your call. And, you know, because one way or the other, it's going to get on the streets. It's going to either be with you or somebody else. So you got to make it. I came to you first. So what you want to do?
But see, that was again another moment where she kind of like played Penguin because she was like, you deal with this shit. I've already told him.
You figure it out. The pitch is out there.
I love that shit, man. She stayed fucking mushing Penguin.
Well, not because even I think she was annoyed with Penguin interrupting her during her speech where he was like, he was like, this is the drug, this is the she was looking like, nigga, shut the fuck up.
It's like I told you before we came here.
Right. Know your position, boy.
Yeah, but I like the challenge of back and forth that they created with them. No, I like that tension. I think it's necessary for somebody like Penguin, you know, like to have somebody just as strong of a personality. So I think if she wasn't as strong and they didn't have this back and forth of power, I think we wouldn't enjoy it as much. But because we do, they did a good job with Sophia inserting her into the show.
And Penguin was confused too. He was like, man, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we trying to get this deal and you talking this shit and then you walk off and I got to figure out how to close this deal. Like, what the hell? Yeah, she definitely asserted full control at that table over all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lost dude was like, damn, well, maybe I better listen to her.
Oh, shit, that was him from Lost.
Yeah, that was the guy from the commercials.
Just when Penguin feels like everything is going well, he meets up with Vic in the bathroom to celebrate, but finds out Vic's been planning to leave this whole time. Lou, what did you think about this conversation between Penguin and Vic in the bathroom?
This was what I was alluding to earlier. Like, it is manipulative. I know he's probably not telling the truth, but the way he spent it to him was like, bro, this isn't a prison. Like, all of these choices you made, everything that you got right now, like, you got it because you're with me. And if you want to leave, get the fuck out of here. Go. So I really like, and it goes to the mentee mentor thing that I think me and Mike spoke about. It's like, I'm showing you this to be beneficial to you. Because when I met you, you didn't have shit. And you went from not having shit to having something to do every day, money in your pocket, and whatever it is that you want. You just have to take advantage of it. And if you think it's me holding you here because I need you, especially him thinking that I'm here because you need me or something of that nature, I see why Penguin snapped like that. I think it was a really good scene by Colin Farrell. Probably sort of manipulative because, like, y'all convinced me earlier, like, he probably couldn't just leave unless he did it in the middle of the night or some shit like that. But I think he did a good job of letting him know, like, bro, I changed your life and you acting like I'm some fucking kidnapper.
Well, he was hurt, it looked like. And look, I'm with Vic because I thought he was being basically held hostage too. I didn't know Penguin was just gonna let him go until he said it. And even when he said it, I didn't believe him. And neither did Vic, because when Vic walked out that room, he walked like sideways. I don't know if y'all saw him. He did not walk. He didn't turn his back to him, which I thought was really good. It's a small, subtle thing. But, you know, when he saw what was happening, and they actually kind of bonded a little bit earlier when he was telling him about the cop and stuff like that. And he was like, man, yeah, that's how you do it, man. You're starting to get the game. Like, you know, you're doing a good job, blah, 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 blah. And then he turned around, he was like, and then we walked in, he was like, we did it, Lo, we got it. Like, he's happy. And he's using we and not just me. And he felt like they're actually in this together to a certain degree, even if it's just him under his wing and using it. But when he found out he was leaving and that he wanted to leave and he wanted to stay there, yeah, he was hurt. But then the other thing is that I saw later on, I was like, he has nobody else. And that was the thing. He was like, here's this kid that I got that I was going to kill, but I turned this into a situation that's beneficial to me. You know, he has an impediment. He has an issue. I have one. So, and you know, he's talking about he has ambition. I'm kind of grooming him and working him in this game, and he wants to leave me. Everybody has left Penguin, and he didn't want to be alone anymore. So he was hurt that this kid that he thought, you know, was there on his own free will when he actually wasn't, was actually turning around and wanting to leave him. That would have left him all by himself all over again. So, and I saw, it was like, damn, I saw the hurt in his face. And, you know, just with that and just realizing that, yo, when he leaves and he walks out that door, I got nobody.
You ain't taking that sentimental, Mike.
No, I agree with what Ken's saying. Yeah,
Okay.
because again, that goes back to my feeling of he just wants to use him. I don't think he cares about him. It's just a matter of he doesn't have anybody. You know, like I didn't realize that before this episode, he wasn't even paying him. He just had the motherfucker around. So this was a perfect situation for Penguin. Everybody else that pretends to give a fuck about him, he's benefiting them in some way. You know, so yeah, I think when Vic was about to leave, Penguin was like, well, fuck. I'm going right back to being by myself again.
I don't think just not having nobody doesn't mean that he doesn't care about him. I think that would give more reason as to why he would care about him, because he doesn't have anybody. And he's finally found someone that, you know, like he feel like he could, you know, that could relate to him, he could relate to them, and he could use this opportunity to, you know, like I've already said, just to kind of groom him or be a mentor or whatever the case is. But yeah, I agree with Ken. I do believe he was hurt, and I believe he was hurt because he cares about him. I don't think he was hurt because, oh, he's about to leave me and I don't have nobody to help me per se. I think he was just hurt because, like, on two fronts. I think he was hurt for that too, but I think he was hurt on two fronts. I think he was hurt because, like, yeah, he doesn't have anybody, and he actually has, like I said, an affinity for the kid. I felt like that was the scene at the bar. Like, when he was thinking about it, he's like, damn, like, is he going to leave? Is he not going to leave? They both kind of had those moments simultaneously. So, you know.
I think the moment at the bar was him being like, how the fuck am I going to do this by myself? You know what this is? This is a motherfucker at a strip club being like, the stripper likes me. The stripper does not like him. Like, they're using it's a weird symbiotic relationship. They're both benefiting from each other in some way.
Okay.
But believing that he cares, like he genuinely cares about him, to me, that's a motherfucker walking into a strip club and being like, I gave this chick a bunch of money. I think she likes me. I'm going to talk to her and see if she'll go home with me and we can have fucking scrambled eggs in the morning. And then she's like, no, I don't like you at all. You are benefiting me. Again, if they twisted this to make this be like, oh, I'm really sad because I really like Vic, I'd be like, dude, this is stupid.
Well, you know what? You just changed my mind on something. I think he does have somebody else. That other stripper. Now, I don't know if she's a stripper, but she's like whatever, how we classified her as the main chick. I think they have some sort of care
He's
for
paying her. He's just
Well,
paying her.
Well, that was the thing that I was kind of actually going to. One is that Sophia noticed that she was like, hold on. You couldn't pay me no amount of money to kiss this nigga.
Right.
Why are you doing that? So obviously there's something with her. So I feel like she's gonna follow up on her because remember, her alibi is the main thing that's keeping Penguin safe.
I guess I don't understand why y'all think he's incapable of loving anyone or caring about anyone.
Because they haven't shown that.
What made y'all think that?
They haven't shown it. They haven't shown him care. Like they haven't given us any implication that he would genuinely care about anyone. Anybody that's around him, except for his mother, yes. But I mean, it would be weird if he didn't care about his mom. But I mean, a random street kid or this chick that he met at some fucking, or she's like a madam or whatever. I don't think that they've given us any implication that would make us think that he genuinely has feelings for people.
I think those are the three people he trusts. Those are his three people that he trusts: his mom, the main chick, and Vic.
Sure, trusting doesn't mean you care about somebody. That doesn't mean that's not the same thing. Trusting someone doesn't mean that you care about them. He trusts Vic, but I think that if Vic died, he would more so be upset because he's like, well, fuck, I'm by myself and I don't have anybody to help me with this operation. I don't think he'd be sad because he's like, oh man, I really like Vic, and I think that he was gonna, he's like my little brother or my son or whatever.
Yeah. My point also is going off of, I think he cares about certain people, but I was going to say this. He has to justify his usefulness to others in a multitude of ways, regardless of what relationship he's dealing with. Even with his mom in the last episode said, what am I if my son is nothing? He has to do things for his mom to get that love. When he was paying off Eve, she was like, this is too much. He was like, no, here, take that. Like, that's our relationship. That's the way that I know that you buy into me, is based off this money. I can't believe you would buy into me off of me because I look at my foot every morning. And then and then with Vic, it was the fear of death. But since he took that away, he made him like I said, he made him an employee. He's someone that I pay you now. He mentioned all that stuff to Vic. He's like, look, I gave you a place to stay. I gave you clothes on your back. I gave you food. Like, I gave you all these things. Why are you not buying into the loyalty to me based off what I've given you? And then it's the same thing how he does with how I remember one of y'all mentioned that he always has to make himself feel small to make someone else feel bigger. But I also feel like he also has gotten so used to being a transactional usefulness that in all his relationships it's some type of transaction.
Exactly.
And that's where I feel like he was at the bar. It was just like, damn, it didn't work with Vic this time. That usually, like how it usually works for everybody else, that kind of fuck with him because usually that's an easy method for him.
And I think the loyalty word is good because he probably felt, based on what Spike was saying, what you guys were saying, is that I've done all of this shit for you, and now you want to bounce? Like, what? So he probably definitely feels somewhat betrayed, So especially maybe. Because I don't think he cares for him now, but I think, he may have was starting to connect with him. He wasn't paying him. Now he's like, yo, you are useful. Let me start paying you. Let me buy your loyalty even more. Because he was just about to kill this motherfucker, like with no remorse. And now it's just like, let me pay you and let me teach you how to stick up for yourself. So you start to see them sort of bond, and maybe Penguin thought that it was gonna be something else, at least loyalty at minimum. And then he found out that this whole time, out of all these things that we've been doing, you don't even want to be here.
Right.
And that's why he gave him that big ass speech about everything. He was like, I'm not holding you here, but you kind of are.
So what are you, my prisoner? You think you're my prisoner?
And I was like, yeah, you are. Yeah, it is a prison, bro. You never once told him he couldn't leave.
Yeah, he had a good moment there, too. Conqueror had a really good moment there.
Right, I was hoping he wouldn't say slave. I was like, all right, now y'all going too far. I was expecting that. I was expecting that. But then we move on to see Vic leaves and heads to the bus station in Penguin's car. But he has a change of heart at the last minute. But before we go deal with that, we see Penguin and Sophia have another conversation after everything going on that night at the club. And this is like probably my favorite scene of the episode. It's like when Penguin is talking to Sophia and she's like asking him, like, how can I trust you? Like, and he was like, well, let me keep on showing you that. I was like, but he's spitting that game. You know what I'm saying? He is spitting that game. And it was hilarious because right at that point where I would agree with Rod, like, okay, this is where she buys into him. It gets interrupted immediately by Maroney's wife. What did y'all think about just those scenes going right back to back?
Can someone explain what Maroney's wife was mad? Like, she said, oh, you think I'm not watching you, motherfucker. What did she see that he did? Because I was confused.
I don't know. We never.
In that moment, he was siding with a Falcon.
No, she thought, no, how would she know that? The only thing she would know is that, remember, he was always playing a double agent, and that's what he sold to them.
Yeah.
So him talking to Sophia wouldn't have sold her off or told her that he was doing anything weird. Because that's what he's supposed to be doing, is talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
confused.
Yeah, they weren't clear about it. They were not clear about it. I didn't think.
Well, for me, Mike, I feel like it's either one, they are expecting us to catch on something that we haven't seen yet, or I feel like next episode we'll figure out what she like. It's kind of like a thing where like they'll reveal what was done or said or what she saw to be like, okay, this nigga ain't up to no good.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Yeah, I assumed I missed something, and I was really confused.
Because we don't even hear the conversation that's happening while they're both, sitting, on their knees with the gun. Like she could be saying exactly what it is, and we'll just find out in the next.
Go back to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Robert, you were gonna say something.
I don't.
You don't remember.
Okay. But I will go to. I know you kind of skipped past it a little bit. I did think that was a good moment between the penguin eyes or whatever between him and Sophie, because he got emotional there, but I don't think he was getting emotional for her. I think he was getting emotional because he was in an emotional state. So I don't think he had some sort of affinity for her or anything, but I'm not sure if she realized that the emotion was coming from a different place. So it's almost like he used that emotion that he was dealing with Vic and used it. Y'all still hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Pause for a second. And used that emotion to convey to her.
It's just funny.
I thought that was intentional.
My bad. Go ahead.
I just said it real quick. I just thought that was intentional.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think it's funny that whenever these things happen, like for all of these situations, Rod is like, well, yeah, he's emotional in this, and I'm like, nah, he's fucking lying, because I viewed this scene as he was bullshitting again. I never thought that he was actually emotional. I thought he was just selling it because he was like, I cared about you, I still do. But then 10 seconds later, he was like, "Lead this bitch."
He sure did.
Yeah. I didn't think he cared about her. Did you miss that part?
I know. I'm just saying. I never actually thought he was being like genuinely emotional at all. I thought he was just like acting. But what you're saying,
he was acting. No, I think he was acting to her, but it was real emotion that he was feeling about Vic. But used that emotion to trick her that it was actually about her. And it never was about her. It was just the emotion that he was already feeling from Vic. But we're on two sides of the road with that. So I think it was emotion that he had built up at the bar from Vic, and he used that in order to have this conversation with her.
Got you.
Yeah, and I'm always swayed on either one of y'all's perspective, because like sometimes I'm around, I'm like, damn, like he really selling the fuck out of this shit. Like I think maybe he do believe it or whatever. But then when like Mike said, I was shocked when he said, get the fuck, let's get out of Dodge. Leave that motherfucker. Because I'm like, nigga, what? Like, now granted,
how's that even gonna work?
But granted, what Maroney's wife was like, she immediately blew up his spot. Like there was like, how can you even come back from that? If she's saying, nigga, you working for us, so you over here doing this goofy shit, it's like, all right, well, you can't lie out of that.
He could, because he could just say that he was like pretending to be on their side to get intel or whatever it is. Because I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Penguin could have worked his way out of that. So I was really surprised when he was like, nah, let's get out of here, just leave her. He's at this point, he's fucked.
Yeah, did the Maronis have a gun to her head too?
There were
just Penguin
with guns. I know that there were definitely two guys with guns, but I don't remember if they had a gun to her head. I can't remember.
I think they. Well, all I know is that they were both on the ground, listening or waiting to see what was going to happen. But was anybody surprised that Vic did what he did?
Nah.
No, that was.
Yeah. No,
I knew he was going to do that. When he pulled back, I was like, he about to run somebody over.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, it was clear as day once he watched her get on the bus that he was going to come back and save the day. But the Penguin is a piece of shit, bro.
He is.
When he was like, leave her, bro, I was like, man, you just did all that work to sell her on a dream. And then was just like, no, you on your own. I'm out of here. I'm saving my own life. which is risky because she could actually talk to Maroney and figure out what the hell
Exactly.
she was talking about.
Mhm.
She could tell, like, he fucked up so bad that, like, well, one, there's not really much he could have done. Like, I don't think they had guns, so there really wasn't anything he could do to save Sophia. But outside of that, if Maroney's wife does not kill Sophia and starts talking to her, she knows that the Penguin is the one that killed her brother.
Mm-hmm.
So him driving away, being like, "Oh, we're really in it now, Vic." Yeah, I'm like, dude, no.
He was so happy.
He was happy. I think he was just happy as hell. Yeah, I think he was happy as hell that Vic came back, and also that he was able to get out that situation to live another day, even if it's for a night. You know what I'm saying?
But it seemed like he was happy because he thought that. I think the Penguin probably thought that Maroney was going to still kill Sophia. So he was like, well, now she's out of the way. So now I've just moved another step up. But if she doesn't, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all really don't want to think that this man is happy that Vic actually didn't leave?
Vic saved his life.
Yeah, he happy that Vic came back in time.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all, this is blowing my mind.
I don't know why. This is what the show has set up. The show did not make it seem like, oh, he's happy that Vic came back.
When did the show
like,
show otherwise? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, when did the show show that this man
Rod, because
does not have a part at all?
Penguin has been playing Vic since the show started.
Yeah, Rod, you even said it earlier when you were talking about like the show's called Penguin. It ain't called Penguin and Vic. You see, it's only about him. He don't give a fuck. Anybody can be taken off the board at any given time. He don't care about none of these motherfuckers. Like,
I think y'all are projecting that. I think like he did start off trying to, like I don't think it was always like a situation where he had an affinity for this kid, but I think it absolutely is telling the story that he has a soft spot for the kid.
I don't
if that
see
kid died, he would have he would be hurt.
the only soft spot he got for the kid is on his foot.
I don't think he would give a damn. I don't think he would give a damn if Vic died, bro.
He wouldn't.
No,
He wouldn't. It's I don't see how you think we're projecting when the show has legit shown that every single relationship that he has outside of his mother is absolutely transactional. Every single one. They have not shown him to be caring in any way, shape, or form. All Sophia has to do is disrespect him enough, and he's gonna be like, okay, well, I gotta kill her too. Exactly. He's only used, but look, he killed her brother.
Two things can't be true with the transactional and caring about somebody.
No, not purely transactional. They're purely. He has not shown any semblance of having genuine care for anybody. Not that I've seen.
We'll see how it plays out.
No, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that if you're right, the show's gonna suck.
Really? I don't think it sucks.
I think that if they make it to where, oh my God, Vic, I missed you. Fuck this.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll go that far, Mike, but I think there will be more of a connection there than what is there now. I just haven't seen it yet, but it feels like they're working their way to that.
Rod, I will say this to you. At best, their relationship is like Nino Brown, G Money.
Yes, friends.
Like at the end of the day, he will kill him.
Yeah.
But up until that point, you could see them being friends and friendly and all that stuff.
Yes, exactly. That's a perfect analogy.
But he's gonna cry when he has to kill him.
That's all you need.
Rolling down.
Maybe it's not a perfect analogy then. Never mind.
It's more like Paid in Full with Mitch and Cameron and Mekhi Phifer.
I ain't seen Paid in Full recent enough to remember their relationship.
Oh, he didn't care. He killed him. He didn't care.
Yeah, he ain't care.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. I don't think it's like that. No.
But you know what? You know what's dope about this is the fact that it does have us on complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Like they're not being overly clear about everything, which makes the show good. The writing is intriguing enough to where you're like, well, damn, I kind of want to see where this is going. Does he actually care about him? Does he actually care about Sophia? Does he care about any of this? Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
So that's a testament to how good the show is, I think.
I agree. It speaks to the acting job that Colin Farrell's doing too.
That's
Like
can't
Sophia said.
yeah.
Sophia said, I can't believe shit that come out of your mouth, bro. So I don't really know, like, if you lying, like when is which.
Yep.
And I can't even. And I'm looking dead at Penguin's face trying to see Colin Farrell, and I can't even see it. Bro, this is a different dude. I swear.
Part of me is like, why did y'all do this? Why didn't you just get some like big busted ass actor to like? It just seems like a lot of work for Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
This is
But
crazy.
I guess he's just bodying the role like that. It's like we just got to keep dealing with he probably dealing with like 10 hours of makeup just to do all that shit.
Yeah.
Because you see what he looked like in that white ass suit. That motherfucker looked like a ham hock.
He looked clean,
You know
man.
He did look clean.
He looked clean as hell. I forgot he was ugly.
It's crazy that he convinced him.
A big motherfucker like him should wear white after Labor Day, Mike.
Come on, man. I thought he looked good.
I would be interested. I would be interested to see his read. I don't know if they just picked him for this series or if he had to read for the role, but I'd be interested to see his read for the role. Like, how did he get that character without that makeup?
That's a good.
Like, because I couldn't see Colin Farrell doing this in like no script reading room. Like the makeup is like 80% of the character,
and that perfect accent that he's doing, and he's fucking. Isn't he Australian?
I think he's Irish
or Irish.
Yeah, Irish.
It's all the same to me, but yeah, like the fact that he's not even American and he's killing this Italian accent. He's so good, man. And I never thought about him like that. I never thought about Colin Farrell as being that amazing of an actor.
Me neither. I never liked him like that, actually.
Yeah,
he's gotten better over time. He's kind of like his acting arc is like a Robert Pattinson, where like he started off very like, I can't take this guy seriously, but then all of a sudden you're like, hold on, he's doing more and more good things. It was like, all right, I think I underestimated him, which makes it great for him to play Penguin. You know.
Yep.
Any other thoughts on this episode?
I thought it was interesting that she said, "I'm not the hangman."
Oh, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, she keeps saying that she's not the hangman.
Yeah.
So that means she took the fall for somebody else?
Scarecrow.
Maybe, but she is the hangman. So is she lying? You know,
she's lying.
I think that CO is Scarecrow. He probably was killing folks.
Or was he doing like a trance with her to where like when he has the lights on, she goes into a different mindset and does the kill. Because remember when she was on the couch, it seemed like he had to like take her out of the trance.
Well, I mean, she's still crazy. She's still certifiably crazy. But this has got me really interested. And I watched the trailer for the next episode, and I wish it was next week already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like we're finally seeing Sophia and what was going on with her. So they're probably going to explain the whole hangman shit next episode.
Anybody else? Any other thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, I want to see Penguin get out of this. He can't clean this up. You left her.
He can't do shit.
He always finds a way to do it. It's so crazy. Like when they said, that was another point I wanted to bring up too. When they said they want to get Vidi to talk to the Asian boss, I was like, how the fuck they gonna do that? And they did it. I was like, man, that's what I love about the writing on this show. When they say they're about to do something or whatever, I just don't understand how they're gonna do it until it actually happens.
Yeah, but how do you clean up? I left you.
Right.
I feel like he is,
and I'm working with the Maronis type shit.
The Maronis, I think he can clean up with why I'm working with them or why I'm pretending, but I left you to die.
He's like, I told him to turn around. I told him like, I don't know.
He had to hear him. He yelled the shit. Fuck that, leave her. She had to hear that shit. She was right there.
He gonna find a way, Mike.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. This show is so good.
Yeah, we're only going into episode 4 of this, and it's at an 8, so we're gonna be at the halfway point. next week. So it's interesting how they're starting to kick things up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's good. Good pacing. It's good pacing.
It is good pacing. Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how this series will go and how it bleeds into the second Batman film. Because if this series ends as well as it's going so far, that second Batman movie have to kind of live up to that standard too. It's like as far as like the world building that has been created and all that. Because I believe that movie starts off 2 weeks after this series. I think that's what they were mentioning. So everything's supposed to tie in very closely together.
I'm all in.
They're setting up something dope, man.
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah. Well, those are our thoughts this week on this episode. Please let us know what you guys think. FPS Podcast is the Reddit thread. That's also our handle for IG and Twitter. And we'll catch you on the next recap. We out. Peace.
Peace. The Frames Per Second podcast